Hello students, today I am going to start a new chapter for class 8, that is elements, compounds and mixtures. We have already completed two chapters, one atomic structure and the second one matter and its composition. So today's chapter is elements, compounds and mixture. We know all about the matter. Matter is anything that occupies space and has mass. Matter is classified as pure substances and impure substances. Pure substances are again classified as elements and compounds, and mixture is example of impure substances. Now, what are the pure substances? They are always homogeneous in nature. They have particles of one kind and they have definite set of properties. Whereas in case of elements, they are also pure substances, cannot be broken down into simpler form, and compounds, they are also pure substances and can be broken down into simpler forms as elements. Mixtures, they don't have the definite proportion and the substances retain their original properties. Now, matters are built up of elementary particles, that is atoms, molecules or ions. What are atoms? An atom is the smallest part of an element which can be take part in a chemical reaction and is considered the basic unit of matter. For example, oxygen, hydrogen, chlorine, etc. What are the molecules? What are molecules? A molecule is the smallest particle of a substance that can normally exist separately and retain the characteristic of the substance. For example, hydrogen, oxygen, chlorine. What are ions? An ion is any atom or a charge group of atoms. They are always a charged particles. Ions means the charged particles which has a resultant charge due to loss or gain of electrons. For example, oxide 2 minus, it's gaining 2 electrons. Hydrogen plus, that is proton, losing 1 electron. Cl minus, it's gaining 1 electron. Next, what are elements? An element is a pure substance which cannot be converted or broken down into two or more simpler substances by any physical or chemical process. Elements can be classified as metals, non-metals, metalloids, noble gases. Some examples of metals are sodium, iron, non-metals, chlorine, oxygen, bromine, metalloids, bismuth, arsenic, antimony, noble gases, argon, xenon, krypton, etc. According to the number of atoms, the gaseous elements are classified as monoatomic, diatomic, polyatomic. The examples of monoatomic elements are gaseous elements are helium, neon, sodium, iron. Diatomic, hydrogen, chlorine, O2. You can see in hydrogen we have 2 hydrogen atoms. In chlorine we have 2 chlorine atoms. In oxygen we have 2 oxygen atoms. Polyatomic, ozone, O3, P4, phosphorus, S8, sulfur. There are total 180 elements, both normal and radioactive elements. Now, most abundant element in the earth crust is oxygen. The percentage is 49.9%. Abundant element means the element which we can get in a maximum amount. Now, let us discuss the properties of metals, non-metals, metalloids and noble gases. Metals are luster. Luster means they have shining appearance, whereas non-metals are dull in nature. Metals are generally solid, but non-metals are generally gaseous, whereas metalloids are having the properties in between the metals and non-metals. Noble gases we can get in free state, not in combined state, because they are very unreactive. Metals are good conductor of heat and electricity, whereas non-metals are bad conductor or poor conductor of heat and electricity. Metals are malleable. Malleable means they can be beaten into sheets. We can beat the aluminum to make any shape. Non-metal are non-malleable. Metals are ductile. Ductile means can be drawn into wire. Copper, we can make wire from copper. Non-metals are non-ductile. Metals, and they can be of one type. Non-metals may be diatomic or polyatomic. Metalloids are always monoatomic. Noble gases are always monoatomic. Now there are some exceptions. Mercury, though it's a metal, it is found in liquid state at room temperature. Zinc, though it's a metal, it's non-malleable and non-ductile. Tungsten, though it's a metal, it's a poor conductor of heat and electricity. Bromine, though it's a non-metal, it's liquid at room temperature. Iodine and graphite are larger instead of their non-metal, and graphite is a good conductor of electricity. Next, we will discuss about compounds. What are compounds? It is a pure substance composed of two or more elements. That means we can get the compound by combination of two elements. They combine chemically in a fixed proportion. That means you can see I have written the example of water, H2O. Water contains 2 hydrogen atoms and 1 oxygen atom. So the ratio will be 2:1. If it will be 1:1, that will not be the formula of water. So always the compounds, the elements in a compound are combining in a fixed ratio to form the compound. Now compounds do not retain their original properties and can be separated by chemical means only. Let us discuss the point. H2O, water. Water is made up of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen is a combustible substance. That means it can be burned. And oxygen is a supporter of combustion. But when they will combine to form water, water is a non-supporter of combustion. So after formation of the compound, they are not retaining their original property. And next one, CO2. CO2C can be burned, that is combustible. Oxygen is a supporter of combustion, but when it will form CO2 is a non-supporter of combustion, and we can see that in the fire extinguisher we are using CO2 to put off the fire. They are not separated. The elements in a compound cannot be separated by the physical means. That means if you vaporize water, if you filter water, anything, if you boil water, any physical process, we cannot get the elements hydrogen and oxygen from water. If we pass electric current, chemical process, if we pass electric current through water, it will dissociate to form hydrogen and oxygen. So they are always homogeneous in nature. Examples of some compounds are given. We can see NaCl. NaCl is a table salt. The elements present in sodium chloride is sodium and chlorine. For methanol, CH3OH is the formula. The elements are carbon, hydrogen, oxygen. For benzene, we have carbon and hydrogen. For washing soda, we have sodium, carbon, oxygen, hydrogen. For Epsom salt, magnesium, sulfur, oxygen, hydrogen. These are the elements present in these salts. Now, what is the difference between elements and compounds? Element contains only one type of atom, whereas compounds contains different types of atoms. Elements cannot be broken down into simpler substances by physical or chemical means, but compounds can be broken down into simpler substances by chemical means. Elements have a characteristic physical and chemical properties, whereas compounds have a characteristic physical chemical properties, but they are different from those of its constituent elements that we have discussed earlier. Now, what is mixture? Mixture, two or more substances, maybe two elements can make a mixture, two compounds can a mixture, one element, one compound can make a mixture, and these are the types of mixture. Now, what are the properties? Mixtures have no definite set of properties. Proportion. We can mix the compounds, the elements in any proportion. Components in a mixture retain their original properties and can be separated by physical means. That means if you will dissolve sodium chloride or sugar in water, it will dissolve. If you evaporate it, we can get the sodium chloride or that sugar back. Mixtures are classified as homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homogeneous means where the compounds or the elements are uniformly mixed, and heterogeneous means where they are not uniformly mixed. The elements or compounds in a mixture are not uniformly mixed. The example of homogeneous mixture Alloy, we are taking bronze. Bronze is a mixture of copper, zinc and tin, where percentage of copper is 80%, zinc is 2%, tin is 18%. Whereas gunpowder is a heterogeneous mixture. We have carbon, sulfur and niter, KNO3, and they are not uniformly mixed. Types of mixture: two solids, mixture of two solids. One example of homogeneous mixture is alloy, another heterogeneous, iron plus sulfur. Mixture of one solid and one liquid, homogeneous mixture, it will be sodium chloride, that is table salt dissolved in water, and heterogeneous mixture will be sand in water. We can see that sand cannot be dissolved in water. Two liquids, homogeneous, water plus milk, water plus alcohol, but heterogeneous, it will be oil and water. Oil and water are immiscible. Liquids and gases, homogeneous, water and ammonia, and two gases, homogeneous mixture, air. Air is a mixture of many gases. That's all for today. Next day we will discuss about the methods, about different methods to separate the mixtures. Thank you.